one of the Sarajevo bottle girls introduced me to like a bunch of people, and I became like part of this friend group that's kind of known as like OTB in
Okay.
Seattle. And we kind of, and it's just a friend group. And we would just go out like 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week, bro. Sometimes it was crazy. Sometimes we would go to a spot that's called It would start on Wednesday. There's a spot called Callahan, which they don't really do Wednesdays like that popping anymore as it was before. But we would go buy bottles there. They wouldn't even sell bottles. We'd be like, no, we're buying bottles.
Oh, shit.
And we would pop bottles there on a Wednesday night. Thursday we'd go to X Stadium. Friday Sarajevo. Saturday probably Sarajevo too. And then Sunday we'd go to Cultura. We'd have like, yeah, it was crazy. We were going crazy. And like in my head, I was like, bro, I can't keep living this lifestyle. It's crazy. But at the same time, I could, you know. A while ago, I talked to one of the owners of the clubs. I don't want to say who because I don't want to, you know, blast their business out. But I was talking to one of the owners of the club about like, you know, what's it like owning a club and this and that. And they were like, bro, it's not it. Like, it's crazy. You gotta like, it's like the money's really good when it's up. The money's crazy good. You know, it's dope. You know, you get to do all these crazy things. But bro, like week in, week out, filling up a space for 3 hours, and like that's your make or break is crazy tough work.
Now, was he like older generation?
Yeah, I mean he's one of the poppin' club owners still.
Okay.
And so he was like, you know, it's crazy hard work. And I was like, all right, I took that to heart. And I was like, you know, maybe it's not what it seems, you know. Then fast forward, one of the clubs opened up for sale. And I talked, and I got super, you know, I was already kind of interested. So I was like, let me sit down and have that conversation. And what's cool is that the club owner hit me up first because they knew, you know, I go out a lot. They probably, you know, figured I had some money. And they were like, you know, there's the club is for sale. And in my head, I was like, nah, Sarajevo is like my favorite spot. Like it would be kind of fucked up to own another club knowing that you like another spot more, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I think Sarajevo is like the top spot in Seattle.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And so I went to the Sarajevo owner, and he was like, fuck, no, I'm not selling my club. That's what all I heard was I was trying to buy it, and everyone I asked was like, no, he's not going to sell the club to you. And then, I mean, some time went on, and I was kind of in his ear about it a bunch, and he said pretty much like, yo, I'm going to open up this new spot, which he's about to open in a couple weeks now.
Oh, word.
It's called Amber. It's a block away.
Oh, shit.
And it's going to be like one of the nicest, like, lounge restaurants in the city.
Dope.
And they sell like food too, and it's like upscale. It's downtown right next to our club. And he was like, I'm trying to open that spot, and he'd been trying to open it for a few years. It was like a big passion project for him.
Right.
And he wanted them both running at the same time, the club and the spot, and he wanted to kind of them to feed each other. And he told me, he was like, if you come correct, you know, I'll think about it, you know.
Oh, shit.
And so I was like, all right, bet. I guess I came correct. And he was like, you know, and I liked his vision too. I liked the new spot he was opening. And I'd seen it before. He showed me like how it was and like his vision for that.
Yeah.
And I had my own vision for Sarajevo. And I kind of told him my vision is like, bro, I want to like make the spot poppin', you know, and he thought so too. He honestly sat down with himself and was like, it needs some, you know, fresh, young energy. You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere in the town's kind of the same.
Was it not popping when he had it?
No,
it was. It was like, to be honest, it was like the number. I thought them and X Stadium have always been the top two clubs.
No, but whenever I can already tell, like I didn't know that's what happened.
Yeah.
But on the like I said, I've been in there taking pictures and shit. So it's popping. Yeah. But when the celebs start sliding through one by one, I'm like, something's just different. Now I don't know. That was all you bringing the celebs in.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
they
like,
didn't
what
have
the
celebs
fuck?
coming in.
They had Offset when I was. It was still.
Oh, that wasn't you yet.
No, but I had already like put in the offer to buy it.
I got a funny story about
accepted
that.
It. I mean, he'd already accepted the offer to buy it,
okay.
And that was kind of we talked about like that's the vision I want, and so like the celeb thing started. Yeah, he had Offset come through, and that was a good moment for me too because it was like I was
there?
right on. Yeah,
okay.
I was popping the most bottles.
I was in.
I got a thank you from the manager afterwards. He was like, "Thank you. You came in here and did your thing for us." I was like, "Yeah, always."
Hey.
And yeah, so when Offset came, it was right when I put in the offer to buy the club. He'd agreed to it, and we were kind of in the process of finalizing it.
Okay.
You know, and that was a good, you know, second for me to see like, can this work or can it not? And I think Offset worked all right.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, oh, I could kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this worked all right, Like I know, like if I bring.
So was
heavy
it you that
hitters
was like,
in-
let me bring Cardi?
Oh yeah, so no, so right after Offset, I bought it,
Okay.
and then my first weekend, which was crazy how this lined up. My first weekend, we had Gunna come through.
Okay, yeah, I
The
remember
first
that.
weekend I owned the club, and Gunna, I'm not gonna lie, was asking for the most. He was asking for hella, and I was like, you know, the old owner, he was still advising. I mean, he still does. He still advises me if I'm like ever unsure about some shit. You know, Dino, he always gives me his advice, and he was telling me like, bro, it's your first week. You don't want to fuck around with that kind of money because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when you bring like some of these people in, like we're risking like 50K,
Minimum.
70K.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like if it goes bad, you had a night where you could have made, you could have profited in your pocket like 5 to 10,000. You could lose 20,000. Like you're playing, like high stakes,
Yeah.
And so he was like, bro, you do not want to like. And it was my first week. So mind you, like I don't even know how the POS system works. I have to learn that. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even have the password to the Instagram,
shit.
to promote it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He still has it, and I'm over here trying to make like a $50 to $100,000 play,
Yeah.
And so, he was like, "Bro, just are you sure you want to do this? Like, it's your call." But at the same time, like if it was my call, I'd say fuck no. Is kind of what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Bro, I want to do it." And I remember we were at his new spot, Amber, and Jay Reed from the Seahawks, Jaron Reed. He calls Dino and he's like, bro, I'm trying to do my birthday. And Dino's on the phone and he's like right in front of me and he's like, hold on a minute. And he was like, bro, Jay Reed wants to do his birthday. Should I tell him about Gunna? And I was like, fuck yeah, tell him. And he's like, yo, the new owner wants to have Gunna come through.
Oh shit.
And from that moment on, I was like, I know it's a wrap. And they brought so we had Gunna. We had the whole Seahawks there. I mean, like, I don't want to say what players because I don't want to air out people's info, for going out and partying and enjoying themselves at my club. But all, like, the high-ticket names that you can think of on the Seahawks were there in the section, And that's when we had Gunna. And it was so crazy that, like, they wired me, like, I don't even want to say the amount, a stupid amount.
Enough to pay Gunna?
Almost.
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks, just for a couple tables.
Okay.
They wired me almost enough to play Gunna just to keep bottles coming to their section.
So was that
like before the club opened, like this days before the club, they were like, yo, we're gonna like get his routing info and shit. I sent it to them. Wired me a shit ton of money. They were like, just keep the bottles coming, give us some decorations and some shit.
I love it.
And I was like, oh, it's up.